Hey guys, welcome to another recap for MLCW Week 9. Now I actually can't show any replays on this. I'm right on the 24-hour mark, so I'm still within the view of the base and all that kind of stuff. But you can see here, 43 to 42, Hired Goons versus Handicap Circus. That means one of the nines were left behind on Goon side, and there was 2 hit downs to none. But where do we go? It looks like there was quite a few 6-packs. Now, Serenus, Vasto, Gel, they all had fresh 6-packs. Keith and Sniper had cleanups. So 5 people getting 6 stars each. That's pretty much most of the bases. So where did Handicap Circus go wrong? It looks like really just on the cleanups. There was one base there with 4, another base with 3, another base with 4, and then another base with 6, and needing a Town Hall 10 hit down also on Dan there, so Dan doing the 2 hit downs. Now on the enemy side there was 2 6-packs to the 9s. Where are we? The bad guy got a fresh 6, and Sam Rich had 1 fresh and then 1 extra. But looking at the defences on these guys, there was 2 bases that took 4. Outside of that, it was all either fresh hit or it was a second hit cleared the base. So 7 to 7 on the fresh hit counters. And it looked like it was a good war. I attacked at the start. I actually hit that 5 and 7, the 2 bases that took 4. I stuffed up both mine. It was a fun war. Handicap Circus versus Hired Goons. It kind of was one of the ones that Goons had to win to possibly make finals, and we're going from there. So what I'll do is I'll pause and I'll have a look at the next war. Okay, so we're over here at Down Under versus LP6 Pegasus. 43 to 42. Now you would think that a Town Hall 9 was left, but no, there was only 1 star put up on Dash there. So yeah, unlucky there. 70%, 64% on that. And on the Town Hall 10s on the other side, there was 74 and a big 91. So quite a good percentage on Down Under side. 97.67. So they were a couple of percent above. The extra star wouldn't have helped in the end as well. But hit downs, 1 hit down on LP6's side, none on Down Unders. There was several 6-packs to both teams. Ben, Bulb and Tyler on Down Under side, and then Aragon, Fly Guy and Phillies on the other side. Now, what was good was both teams did fairly well with the Town Hall 9s. I liked it. There wasn't a lot of extra defences. 3, 3, 3 there on Down Under side, and while we're looking at those, there was a 3, 4, and then that was it. So yeah, really good war for both teams, and it just came down to in the end the Town Hall 10s. So 3 attacks on LP6's side to go against Down Under's Town Hall 10s, and there was 1 Town Hall 9 open, so 4 attacks in all. But Down Under had I think it was 4 Town Hall 9s hit up, and then they had all 4 Town Hall 10 attacks go on to them. So let's have a look at some of the replays here. I've got 3 different ones. Now, it's been a long time since I've seen a HGHB thrown out into a war, and here we have it, HGHB. It was interesting to see the range on these, so it was a really good consideration, but it would have been nice to have seen what they would have done somewhere else over sort of here into one of those cells, because what happens is they walk in and the healers are straight away on the fire. So pops out a rage and hopes those giants will get through those, but already lost 2 of the 4 healers. So it sort of misses the advantage of it, loses another healer to Heat Seekers, and then it was another Heat Seeker. So yeah, all 4 healers gone fairly early. But what was interesting was the giants had enough health to be able to still cause a fair bit of drama. Jimmy Bob goes through in front of them, that helped, and this heal right here meant that the hogs that he was using obviously got healed, but then the giants ran through, and that just helped top them up nicely. They end up fiddling around going into midfield and causing a bit of havoc. So he's actually got a Skelly spell as his second spell. I'm not sure on the reasoning behind that, but throws it out on the defence just to help work that down while that defence was shooting the giants. So that works really well. The Wizard was very lucky to not get shot there, but the giants just coming through in the end, just enough clean up. Yeah, quite interesting to see a HGHB. Haven't seen one for a very long time in a scrim. We'll go in now to number 5. Now this is just a stoned Go Hobo, but what I liked about it was the way he's analysed the base and the surgical hogs. It's always nice to see surgical hogs, especially when I do raids myself, which are based around spam hogs. And he's done really well here. The 2 golems out on the mortars on the flanks, test wall breaker, beautiful. 3 golems in the guts, heroes, bowlers, gets the poison out on that ACC. And you can see here now, what's interesting about this is that there's 1 defence miss there, so he puts out a couple of hogs. He doesn't go heavy, doesn't need to go heavy. The Queen's there dealing with those defences on the outer side, and then sends some more hogs in over there. He's surgical hogged over here. He did actually miss that cannon in the end, so he's gone for the surgical hogs and just probably gone for a little bit too much by looking at that side over there. It's slowed him down. But you can see now all 3 golems, none of them are split, they're all still going. There's hogs everywhere, cleanup going everywhere. You should have the cleanup down a touch earlier and gets those last hogs out. So you can see the golems coming in the rear there, hogs everywhere, cleanup everywhere. Great raid from Big Z. Caught a builder's hut. And I've got 1 more for you from here, from down under. And that's number 8. And this was Bulbasaur. Now Bulb had a fresh 6-pack. Both Hevars, so Healers, Valks, Queen. Now these guys use this, I've said it before, they use this a little bit where they start with a Queen walk and then join up a Valk core section to go through the midfield. You can see here, patient with his baby dragon at the start, gets that successful herd there, then starts his Queen walk. Oh, excuse me. Now, what was interesting about this Queen walk, goes there, draws a clan castle, archers, Valk, 1 whiz, baby. Pops his Queen ability, no dramas, has to pop that, otherwise rage one or the other. But old enemy king here has just come down and just gone, whoa, look at that Queen. Just sneaks home and then misses the poison on the enemy Queen, and his Queen had a fanny hair of health left. It was, yeah, very, very close. But you can see now the herd on the side. The golems just to allow the wizards out. That gets them going. And you can see the Valks coming out. And now those healers are going to want to switch. And you can see they just get those Valks topped up. And I love seeing Valks go, Valks go through a rage, and then the healers come into that rage as well. When that happens, it's just absolutely amazing. So the healers do die in midfield in the end, but not before the Valks are at full health. So just a tale of a few hogs at the end there. Valk's still going. Jimmy Bob's still going. He's out there. He's on a 3rd health after his ability. But yeah, great raid, Bulb. Good war for you as well. So that's it here. So far we've seen 2 wins. We're just waiting on AWW to finish theirs, and I'll come back to that. And here we have the last one for the round. Woot Woot versus JTJ. This finished a few hours ago. 2.67% win, 40-40. Now the reason the scores were so low was there was an extra 10 thrown in by accident. So one of the 9s was set out, one of the 10s was set out, 2 hits on each side set out. So level that up before the war started, which was nice. And we see Woot Woot went fairly feral on the Town Hall 9s. 4 6-packs. 9 fresh hits on the 12 bases. There was only 3 bases that didn't get fresh hit. Lots of opens. There was, I think it was something like, 6 opens and 2 attacks just not even used. JTJ, on the other hand, didn't do that bad on the 9s either. 3 defences there on fly. 3rd to get it down, I should say. There was 3 on 88 and it needed a Town Hall 10 hit down. So that was the only one that was used for a Town Hall 10 hit down. JTJ had a few people on 6-packs as well. It was 4-3 for 10 versus 10 attacks. So there was a lot of action, and I don't know how to pronounce the name there, Muka. He was last to attack. He could have won the war. 59% on Ben. You can see there our guys, where are we? It was a 97, 99% on number 2 and an 82% on the number 1. So good war all round. Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to pick out how to show replays when you've got when there's 9 fresh hits, so 9 out of 12 bases knocked out. So I'll show you out a few of them quickly. I like this raid from Nick. He does the queen walks that I've spoken about with the lava loon tail. Now, there's a few things you're going to see in this base. You're going to see these cannons, the geared up cannons. They're starting to come into play now. A normal cannon would reach down this. Where are we? See if my little pen works. A normal cannon would reach down here, but because he's not and he's geared it up, it's actually doing nothing. So you see there's no healers drop down at the start. The reason being is king was used next to the queen, and you don't want those healers being taken away. So the healers come out now once the cannon engages the queen. I saw this last week in one of the clans where someone put a wizard down behind the queen. The wizard took Mortifier and then stole the healers, then affecting the whole raid. So a really good raid here. Preps up a rage, gets out a poison for the CC. Touch late on that by the looks, and a little bit low, but because the rage is there, didn't need to worry about using the ability, and then pops into a second rage. And what's really cool about this is the queen just says yeah, nah, yeah, and she just slips around nicely to the left hand side there, perfect on the lava loon. Just that phase of it's just unreal. And the queen, she shoots 2 buildings, I think, then runs around and says to the air defense, right there, you'd think that would be 3rd in the chain, but no, the queen, she just pops around and says, I'm going to stuff your day. So ability left, clean up, 1 hound still half life, so not a massive amount of pups on the table, but really great raid from Nick. We've got potluck on tomorrow, so people have been moving around everywhere between the ACA. We're all looking forward to that. Where are we next? I was going to show number 5. This is 88, the Fearless Leader. Now what we're looking at here is a stoned Gobo Lalo. She starts off with a little bit of herding and then shoves the 3 golems in the middle and gets an absolutely massive amount of work with her kill squad, making the end tail, the hound, just next to useless in the end, funnily enough. So the kill squad goes in, good use of the wall breakers there, a little bit late on the poison. Good jump. Now that jump means that she's going to get access to all 4 of those air defences. The Tesla farm's in there too. Maybe that's to help trick people into going into there. And if people take a shattered entry into there, just 2 golems, then that won't be enough tanks. Because you see now the golems are all pretty much dead. Jimmy Bob's dead. That's leaving his queen, her queen left. But the hound comes out and starts tanking an archer tower and a expo. So you just see there, casual with the loons, which is good. Runs through there. Skelly traps, red and black pick up on that hound as well. And it's all over Red Rover. So great raid there from 88. Bottom corner. So what have we got now? I was going to show a raid which impressed me just based on patience and patience alone. So this is Killer J. I think Killer J had a 6-pack war, knocked out one of the low bases as well. Now you see here Stoned Go Bo Ho. So there's bowlers in the clan castle, 3 golems. Pops out an early giant bomb, which is really nice when you know you've got a hog tail. Just pure luck. So that's pretty awesome there. But gets the wizard. So it's a good funnel from around sort of 4 o'clock to that 7 o'clock. Good funnel, and then goes straight for a double jump option. So no wall breakers. There's 4 wizard towers there. So you definitely don't want to be using wall breakers. Second giant bomb. I didn't actually see that on the replay. So it's a baby clan castle. So knocked out 2 giant bombs. All the heroes. Knocked out all the kill squad. Clan castle. Both heroes. And now it's time to start the hogs. You see the tanks are still alive. Just trickles in the hogs at the start. So it's surgical hogs, and you can see drop down that wizard too behind the hogs, because once the hogs have run through, you know that wizards can go in there perfectly fine. So the giant and the hogs there, they pick up another giant bomb. You'd have to assume the 4th giant bomb's going to be outside at this stage. One of the giants just says yeah, nah, yeah, and smashes through with Jimmy Bob. Jimmy Bob's going to stay behind and keep cleaning out the trash, and you just see trickles in a few more hogs. Doesn't go heavy. I mean, anyone that would know from doing hog raids often, sometimes it's just you just want to throw all your hogs on the table, and you can just see the patience here the last three to come in and get this Expo is just a really, really clever usage of it. So you see there, the Queen, she's still got her ability. She's still got running tanks. The Hogs are still going. And that, to me, is a really good raid based on situational awareness, on being in the moment and just having a good raid, seeing things unfold. And that's what Surgical Hogging is about. So fantastic raid from Killer J there. All around, good war, 40-40, came down to the last attack. Anything like that is going to be a good war. So hope you guys enjoyed this week. That's 3 wins for the ACA, and I think they're in 2nd, 3rd and 4th spot on the ladder. So looking forward to finals soon. I think there's 1, maybe 2 more weeks of normal season to go. Everywhere I go.